So how much easier did that make it, the transition from where, the position we were in to being the chief second?
It made it very easy because you got to realize Deontay came to me with this. Like, you know what I mean? Because if I wasn't his head trainer, me and him are so close, we would have collectively got somebody else together.
Okay.
I would have been on the decision of who it was. That's how close me and him is. He just considered me that close as far as decision making when it comes to his career. And you good? I'm good, bro. When it comes to his career, and it was a very easy transition, man. This dude has been so receptive. He's been training hard, doing what I ask, being creative, being open-minded. But what I do like and what I want to zone in on, the evilness never left. The violent mentality never left. The intent of violence never left. It's not like he became all these things, because most fighters that's like that, they think they have to damper down their violent mode so they can listen more, follow directions. No. The violence stayed there. It's just that the receptiveness and everything, it was with it or even past it. So he's still violent. He's just doing everything he usually do from a surgical, open-minded, creative mindset. And that's what it is. Boxing, being in the ring, life imitates art. You can't be in there one-dimensional. And then even if you are, one day it's going to cost you. One day. Only I don't know when that will be, but one day it's going to cost you. You have to use your whole toolbox. Deontay Wilder has a toolbox, and at times he bring out 2 or 3 weapons. And then once they work, he say, now I could go back to clipping people. No, I'm not allowing that. Okay. And I don't care if me and him have to combat about it. I would never allow him to use one weapon, and I love him the way I do when I see he got 50 weapons in his toolbox. We'll argue and fight or whatever. I'm not going to let him settle for one weapon when I know for a fact I've seen him do 50 to 100 different things that's suitable for his style that can make him 10 times better. So that's what it is. It wasn't no combative. Like, at times it was scary because he was so receptive and listening so much and creating with me so much and film studying so much with me and understanding the film study so much. Like, we didn't have to go over it verbally over and over again. Deontay did a lot of this in training camp. I send him a film study and he'll automatically want to go to the gym and do it. Now that'll be at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. Like, you know what I mean? And we have to calm him down sometimes because this is how much he just wanted. Because he can't wait to get to after film study, we need to work on them drills now. Come up to the house now. There's a few times we did that, and we wouldn't be done at 2, 3 in the morning sometimes of training at times.
And he had already trained that day?
That's just, and what this is his energy. This is just anxious energy, and we got, rid of that as the beginning of camp passed by. And then everything just came down to doing everything from a good system, doing everything with humility, doing everything with understanding, having an open mind. And that's what he did. That's what I've been more impressed with. I'm not really impressed with Deontay Wilder knocking somebody out and sparring with a right hand and then going crazy and knocking them out. What I'm impressed with is him hurting somebody in sparring, then getting extremely calm and cool and surgically working on them and then getting them out of there.
Okay.
That's what I'm impressed with. I'm impressed when he gets someone hurt, he's extremely calm and become the ultimate professional, but violent and get you out of there. You know what I mean? It's almost like, it reminds me of, I'll never forget when Lennox Lewis hurt Andrew Galata. It's probably one of my favorite fight statements of all time. He stepped up on and Andrew was hurt in the corner. Lennox didn't go wild. Lennox, soon as an open came, it's almost like how Tommy Hearns used to be.
Right.
Tommy Hearns and James Shuler's one of my favorite finishes. He was showing the guy a hard measure. He was so used to this and thinking the right hand was coming. Tommy was a long guy. He'd show a measure and then get over here to the liver. The liver shot was landed, which means the mental acceptance of it, his attention was going there. He was worried about the liver shot so much that when he finally went here, he was worried about the liver shot, and the right hand came right through the high guard. And he did that to an undefeated James Shuler. That's the kind of surgery that Deontay is going to be. This is the mindset. And to me, that's a real killer. Stuff like, I always give him examples like, brother, Deontay is a gun connoisseur. Some people like to shoot guns. No, Deontay, it's more than just shooting the guns. He enjoy just guns, and I'm talking about big guns, shits I've never seen before, AR-15s, all type of shit, right? And he has a built-in incredible gun range in his house. You see Deontay pick up these guns, and I look at him very close when he's shooting. He doesn't panic. Don't matter how big the gun is, he doesn't panic. He pow, 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 pow. That's the intent I need when you're boxing. The same exact thing. That's the intent and emotion I need when he's in the ring. And he's been giving me that, and I'm proud of him. I just can't wait to see him win this thing, man. I've had a lot of fun training him.
Is this something that you guys had ever thought of before, or was it kind of just something that materialized after that? Like,
I always help.
No, I know, but I mean,
strategy and stuff like that.
Did he ever come to you saying, "Hey, maybe you'd be my chief second at some point"? Did he ever say that?
No. But I always had the consideration and the respect as if I was that. Like the title just changed, and obviously I became a client.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But we always went over strategies for different opponents. We've always talked about different opponents. Always strategize together. That's why he keep telling you guys it was an easy decision. He already knew, because it was kind of like we was already doing it anyway. Life imitates art. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot. That's one of my favorite quotes I live by. And I think that whatever it is, sometimes you may not understand today. It may take a year and a half for you to get like, wait a minute, connect the dots. This makes sense now because it was starting then, and now it's a beautiful triangle. That's how me and Deontay relationship is as far as brothers. That's how our relationship is as far as fighter and student. That's how our relationship is as far as just everything, teacher and student, and fighter and trainer. That's just what it is. Like, we really just go with the flow. Being ourselves, allowing ourselves to just continue to create, continue to stay open-minded. And don't forget, I'm saying all of these things about Deontay, and I still have enough humility to know who we're facing on Saturday night. Nothing I'm saying about Deontay has no effect on how good Tyson Fury is. We're not fighting somebody that's a little bit good. We're fighting somebody that's very, very good. Like very, very good. This guy have good reflexes when he won. But what he did, in my opinion, was he slowed down. When I used to box Fury, he was actually better back then, in my opinion. When he was getting ready for the Kevin Johnson, he was much more elusive. Tyson Fury has always had a vulnerable style. That's what also make him exciting too, because you can see him getting caught. At times he put his chin up. At times he come in, and it doesn't take a big puncher to put him down, as we all seen.
Steve Cunningham, yeah, sure.
Steve Cunningham, like it doesn't take like a big puncher. It take a sharp puncher. You know what I mean? And not only is Deontay sharp, he's the hardest puncher in the history of the sport. And this coming from somebody that's been in the ring with Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you, if this dude do what I know he can do and what I've been seeing him doing in training camp, this will be the least of his worries. This fight is as easy as he want to make it. And that's saying a lot, because that's a great dude over there. That's a great fighter. Not dude, but he has a lot of great tactics when it comes to fighting. But if Deontay continue to stay dynamic the way he's doing now, it's an inside of 5 rounds knockout, especially if Fury start taking him for granted. If he's adamant about doing the things he say he's going to do, he's going to find out very early in the fight that Deontay is not one of these little boys he's been boxing. This is not the same first and second Deontay fight. Like, this is a totally different thing right here. And like I said, man, I'm just very proud of him. I can't wait for you all to see. I've been seeing everything in training camp. He showed tons of humility, and I'm always impressed with humility when I see it out of fighters in the ring. In the ring, I'm always impressed with humbleness when I see it in the ring. Everybody think humbleness is, you ever notice a fighter, right? He'll fight. But before the fight, he talking about something. Then when he fight, he show an arrogance. But then after the fight, you see the humbleness. Where's the humbleness that Floyd Mayweather showed in the ring? Where's the humbleness while you're fighting? And does humbleness mean being nice? No, humbleness mean treating your opposition accordingly.
With respect. Yeah.
Roy Jones had an incredible left hook. Sometimes you got to say, oh, you got a good left hook. My defense for left hooks just got that much better. That's being humble. You get what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Or you got a great right hand, my defense for that just got that much better. That's being humble. That's showing humility. And Deontay have done that so many times in camp. And we had great, it's a guy we use named Stephen Shaw. In my opinion, he's one of the best prospects in the world. He's undefeated, he could fight, he's crafty, he come from the cloth. He doesn't have a great machine behind him, but this dude is a sharpshooter, and he makes Deontay pay if Deontay overcommits at time. And Deontay, everything Deontay do to Shaw when he have great days against Shaw is because he's doing everything from a good system. He's not overcommitting. He's treating Shaw accordingly. Like, you get what I'm saying? A lot of times you got to treat your opponent accordingly. If I know you're going to jab when I jab, that means I got to have my head off the line when you jab. So your jab go here and mine land. I can't have so much of a big ego that I'm saying I'm so tough that I'm going to jab when he jab. And a lot of that goes on. You ever see, look at some of the sparring videos that go on now. You see guys literally, he have his hands up, he have his hands up, and it's a dick slinging contest. you go, I go, and then they'll post that. Like that, this is the kind of shit that's getting posts. Like that is like crazy. No one wants to step around. No one wants to sit, because if it don't look fancy, it seems like it's not the thing to drill.